tiger on the prowl. I'ma make it go wild. I'm original, and I told you so. I'm a kid in the candy store. Put the leather on the denim. I ain't the cure, I'm the venom. If you wanna find me, find the taillight. Something's coming in, you're gonna wanna take a red eye. It's time to go. It's time to go. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Don't blink, don't blink. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Don't blink, don't blink. I don't wait for nobody. I'ma sign my name on the dotty. City lights call my name, drawn to the flame, and I'm feeling kinda naughty. I hit the ground running, step out the door and I'm stunning. Better hold tight cause you know what's going down. I'm setting the pace cause this is my town. So get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Don't blink, don't blink. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Don't blink, don't blink. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Don't blink, don't blink. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Don't blink, don't blink.
Sorry, everybody. I'm having some really fun. Hi, it's What Up Wednesday. And I am a fluster. I've said that way too many times recently. But you know what? I'm here, you're here. This is the important thing. Thank you for joining me. I'm Keely Dunn, FHumpires, and this, as I said before, and Elle will appreciate this, is What Up Wednesday. It's good to have you. Sorry for the technical difficulties there. I was trying to assemble some scenes on the fly because that's the best thing to do while the warm-up is going, is to try to like arrange your show. Things have been a little, I had a spontaneous, unexpected meeting this morning to prepare for the Academy workshop that's happening. Let me show you about this. We've almost filled up all the spots. I'm really, really stoked about this. And as we were talking this morning, Andre and Rob and Andre said, I got to tell you guys, this is a dream come true for you. And I said, wait, it's a dream come true for me. So we are all really stoked about this. It's a rare, we're turning this really important, we're shifting gears here with how we realized how we need to communicate things out into the world. So this is going to be a very open discussion about the umpire briefing going into Tokyo and how it applies to the umpiring team. And it's very interactive, very workshopable, where we're going to be getting a lot of input from all the participants as to what they are seeing during the Olympics on various topics that are covered in the briefing, like the aerial, the issues of attacking obstruction, of the aerial, dangerous play, or physical play, stopping play, intentionality, and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We have a few more spots, so if you're thinking about it, don't think for too much longer because it is going to go away. The other announcement I wanted to make before I was going to jump in to say hi to everybody, which is my favorite part of any day, was to talk about our big launch of a new contest that we're holding. I'm really, really, really stoked about this. It is called GoodCall. Good call. I'm totally channeling my inner Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World. Classic Canadian comedy. Wayne's World, take off, get out. Okay, so this is how the Good Call contest is going to work. Every month, and we're starting tomorrow, starting today, whatever. I'm not going to be mad. If you hear something or see something on a live stream or another public video, you are encouraged to make a social media post about it. It could be a clip of the incident. It could be you do one of those Instagram inspirational posts with a nice, pretty background and that kind of thing. Make it very, what was Jack Handy? Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy. You can make it like that. Anything goes. Creativity is going to be a massive bonus. Post it to your social media platform, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or even the TikToks. I'm going to try to get into TikTok. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm a little scared of TikTok. But post it. Make sure you tag at FHumpires, because that's our handle on all of the platforms, and hashtag good call. And then you're going to come into the Discords. Look, it says FHumpire.com .com/Discord, or the address that Niels has so graciously put in the comments there. And you will post a link to your social media post. Now, if you don't know how to do this, just send me a DM and I'll let you know, because it's a little different on all the platforms, but you can get a link to everything, and it's got to be a post. If it's a story, it disappears, and so your entry will be gone. Niels, one of our fantastic moderators, is going to be assembling all of the entries starting on the 11th of the month. He'll take all the entries and they'll be in a channel here called Entry Links. Wait, I'm literally clicking on my broadcast window. Holy smokes, people. This is what's happening with my life. So all the entry links are going to come here into the channel. And you, for 5 days, all you Discord people are going to get to vote. And you can change your vote if you need to, but you'll be voting by emoji on which your favorite post is. And then we have a voting thread where all the links are going to be. You'll vote in there. And then on the 15th, the end of the 15th, we will declare the winner. And if there's a What Up Wednesday right afterwards, or whatever the next What Up Wednesday is, I'll definitely say that, but I'll post stuff on social media and splash all around the place. And you're going to win a $30 gift certificate to FHumpires.com. So I hope that sounds like fun. I'm really excited about it because y'all are bugging me in the comments all the time about how I do goofy things and say goofy things and then occasionally say intelligent things. And I would like to know what you think are the best moments and things like that. And yeah, you could win a gift certificate. There's no limit to how many times 3 entries per month, but you can enter every month. And if you win every month, then you're awesome. That could happen. You could win every month, and then you'd have like all this money to spend on memberships, courses, or merch. So I need to go and update all the merch that I've been working on for the last week. It's going to be good. So those are the 2 big announcements, and I hope you are as excited as I am. Now, I'm going to say hi. Rachel, it's that kind of day, is it? I appreciate the fact that you are looking at potentially more than one glass. It's always good to see you. Scott, very good to have you, as always. I'll be looking forward to your input. Let me just cover that up. Okay. There we go. Niels, welcome everybody to the stream. That's awesome. Hi, Kyle. Good to see you, friend. Lou Raider is here, of course. Lou, we have hot topic from USA Field Hockey coming up, our 3rd topic. Oh, yeah, I did a whole topics thing. Let's see if this works. Okay. Of course, it didn't work. There. We're only going to get to 3 of these. Like I always try to have more than what I think I can cover. So we're going to talk about offenses off the center pass, a raised pass before a goal, whether it's dangerous or not, and when a goalkeeper drops their stick. Yeah, that's going to be all we can handle today. Just no question about it. No question. Okay, can I hide this? Yeah, that worked, but this didn't work. You guys are seeing like the best of me today. I really need to not have meetings in the mornings when I have a live stream. Andre, I blame you if you're watching, and I know you're not, but I'm just setting it out there on the record. This is all your fault. Love you. Okay. Back to the hellos. Devon Hockey Umpires. Yay, you're here. Good to see you. Did you know we have a Discord? I just love that. Lucio's here. Very happy to see you. Kat is here. Thank you. Simon. My arm has been cut off. Oh, this devastates me. Oh yeah, and I was going to play sound effects in the background. There we go. Just some very soft music. Just some soft instrumental to keep the party going. Mark Cumming. Hi. Hey. Okay, let's see if I can do this on the fly. Okay, because I think this is hysterical. It is good to have you here, Mr. Oxfordshire. And okay, let's see if I can do this. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, here it is. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Yeah. I just wanted to say, it is so good of you to be on the England Hockey Umpire membership website with my friend Carol Kappas, Chilean FIH umpire. Oh, Mark, kills me. Absolutely kills me. Anyway, your face is glowing. You look fantastic. And congratulations. Good burning afternoon to Mr. Zaccanini. Very, very good to see you. So, Dennis, this is what happens, right? I'm out with the team late. I'm so hopped up on goofballs by the time the team's over. Now, I'm telling this story because Dennis's daughter, Olivia, now plays on our Phoenix Ones. And I was herding the cats last night, doing the managerial thing, but I get really excited, and I'm very I just love being a part of games even when I'm not playing. And so the game, I got home at about 11 and I was hopped up on goofballs and tried to work for a while and went to bed at about 2. So things are a little bit, off, and that's 2 nights in a row for me. Anyway, Stain's here. Hi. Him all. Look, this is a judgment-free zone. If I can make the kind of mistakes that I've been making today, a tiny little typo, Stain, you are absolutely fine. Wonderful to have you. Mo's here. Mo is the purveyor, the inquisitor of question 2. So I'm looking forward to that. Oh, yes. And we do have a new Buy Me a Coffee link. Thank you for putting that up, because I've done stuff. Nick's here. Hi. It's another sunny wagat of Wednesday. That's awesome. And that is, thank you, Niels, the link to the FIH Academy. And get your hashtags right, because Elle really enjoys the hashtags. She's a big fan of them. So make sure you put lots of hashtags in the comments and stuff, because she loves them. Paul's here. Hi, friend. From Cornwall. Oh, you don't have to only do one thing. So what you do, Paul, is you set up your tablet and your headphones and you listen and you chop. Nick did this in a huddle and he was just chopping away, making his risotto. I'm totally fine with that. And there you go. Hashtag good call. That is the hashtag for the contest. Thank you very much. And yes, Niels could not be more excited. Trust me. Very, very excited. And yeah, Discord is scarier than TikTok. You're absolutely right about that. Screwed up your own tag. There you go. You know, AJ, so this is the interesting thing. I have lots of chats with live streaming people, social media people, entrepreneurs, and there's a really big growing segment of adults of a certain vintage on the TikToks because it's actually just so easy to post, and people of a certain vintage are really good at making fun of themselves. Ask me how I know. So there actually are lots of, it's just one of those misconceptions. Every time something comes out, remember when the Facebook was for young people? I remember those days. I remember when the internet was for young people. So don't see, the thing is, some Niels and all the other young folk, Lucio, we're here to take over all of your platforms and make them uncool. That's what we do. That's our job. Is it always Niels or just when it's white? I'm not sure what's happening. I'm not sure, Scott. Alan Dow's here. Hi, friend. Alan has just joined the Discord. He's not scared. He's not intimidated whatsoever. I love it. Okay. Maybe he did. I can neither confirm nor deny. But heavy on the confirmation. There you go. Luke's here. Oh. You need to multitask to arrange an AGM for a Wednesday evening. Well, Luke, I'm glad you're here anyway. And yeah, thanks. I'm really glad that you're here regardless of how long you can stay. Kat, happy birthday, by the way. Everybody, please wish Kat a happy birthday. It's good to have you here. And here, there's a birthday cheer. And if you ever say that 24 is old again, I'm gonna punch you in the throat mouth. With love. Yes, Niels, Facebook was for the youngs at one point. I'm not lying. You never have to apologize for being late for umpiring, Adam. I'm just glad that you're here. Well, let's get this show on the road. Let's talk some hockey stuff. Now, if my scenes and my videos are all messed up, I am so sorry. We're just gonna have to wing it. We just have to go on the fly. There you go. Okay, so our first topic today is going to be, once I can bring it up, Michael Bissett hit me up on the Twitters. See, I've already got a mess up because I've got the rule up already. And this was his question. He often sees players advance before the center pass, even before the center pass has started the game. The rule seems vague and no penalties are listed. What's the proper application? Okay, so I'd like to hear from you, Blot, as always. What are your feelings about the center pass? I went digging through my library. Went digging into my library. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And if you know what I'm singing or rapping, put it in the comments and I'm gonna give you a prize. And you can't Google it. You can't Google it. That's what I usually do. So this is the only video I could find in my entire library about a center pass, and it's not an offense. So don't watch this and go, where's the offense? There isn't one. You could argue that the players sort of jump a little offside, or as everybody else in the world says, offsides. I don't know how you can jump offside on more than one side because you have to be on one side, not both sides. But anyway, offside. But actually what Mikkelsen does here, she actually gets the ball in motion a little bit anyway, pulls it back, and then ends up sending it back to her teammate. And it's not offside. But literally, that is the only clip I could find, friends. So what am I supposed to do with this? Offenses off the center pass. Okay, so there's two main things that can happen. Because when I go back and I put up the rule, again, 6.4, so you're allowed to play the ball in any direction, as we know. And you have to be in the same half of the field that has the goal which you're defending. Okay, so we do know this, and this is good. And the procedures for taking a free hit apply. So your opposition must be 5 meters away when you start. So that's one offense that we can see quite often, is that teams getting ready to press, they want to press right off the center pass, and they infringe on 5 meters. The other one, as I said, is hopping off offside. So I would love to see what you all think. It is. It is, Kat. Good job. If you know which rapper who is not a Tribe Called Quest member utters those words, we're in business. See, now I feel old. Your mom and I could hang out because obviously we're the same vintage. Gosh. It's scenario. It is scenario. Yeah, okay. I'm like chanting the words in my head. Okay, so for the 5 meter infringement from the opposition, the first thing that you're going to try to do, as in any rule situation, is prevent if you can. And since the play hasn't started yet, if a player is infringing on 5, you just tell them, back off, friend. The worst thing that you can do in these situations is much like if you did this in free play, where you have your arm up, start the game, everybody go, and then as soon as the pass starts to go and you realize an opposition player is too close, you blow your whistle, tweet, tweet, no, bring it back, you get 5. Okay, talk about it interrupting the flow before the flow's even flowed. You don't want to be that person. So be proactive and set everybody up. Again, it's a set play, so you have the chance. And given that that's the most preferable option, you shouldn't get to the stage where you call another free hit, because another free hit is just another center pass, because that's where the infringement occurred. So just deal with it beforehand. Then, let's see. I went digging in my library. Close Mo. It's not Q-tip. But he is a member of Tribe Called Quest. Scott, if there was a disadvantage from someone crossing early, I would restart the play and announce my expectations to the whole pitch. Okay, that's a good option. Gideon, hi. Hi, Professor. Wait. Hi, Professor. Does anyone actually ever gain an advantage for breaking the central line? Likely not, so no point in calling a got ya offense. Okay, so this gets to the next one. That there are sometimes players who are jumping the line and trying to go, and this often happens when the player at the center pass is taking an aerial and they're throwing it into the opposition area. And I have literally never seen that work. I really applaud coaches for their persistence and the fact that they, you know, Mo, you can tell me, okay? I want to know from you, Mo, because Mo's a big coach. And anybody else who does any coaching, have you ever run this play and your player has been the one to pick it up and to continue the attack? This is what I would call a very low percentage play. And as such, I know that when players are jumping the line, they're trying to do so in order to improve their chances of getting to the ball first. It just very rarely works. If ever. Please tell me if it's ever happened. So the advantage that would be gained is that an attacking player picks up a ball that they normally wouldn't have gotten to because they started early. So this is one of those offenses that you're gonna kind of wait for, because it's hard to tell what's gonna happen first, because it's just so unlikely to be advantageous. So that's why, Michael, there are very rarely penalties applied. And if you're looking for a prescribed penalty, not being in the same half as the center pass is taken, if you infringe on rule 6.4 sub C, just like with any foul, in the rule book, it's a free hit, or potentially a free hit with a card if somehow play is being broken down, which it's not, because you're just disadvantaging yourself as the attacking team. So it's just another free hit. So it's really not something that we generally want to be bothered with. And that's why you don't see that dealt with very often. You can sometimes, I saw it once and I don't know why I haven't clicked, because I can remember it. I can remember it happening in Pro League. And I believe the Chinese women were involved. And the play was called back. And it just kind of didn't do anything. That seems like a really mealy, poor answer. But that's what I got. What did I get? Scenario. There we go. You'd restart right away. Yeah, if you're going to do anything, you're going to restart it straight away. And nope, touche, seems rather low percentage. It is. I've said this a few times, potential hashtag good call announcement, that hockey is a game of time and space, but it's definitely about possession. And, you know, great coaches are always talking about how important it is to retain possession of the ball. I've read somewhere on the internet that if you have possession of the ball, the other team can't score on you. I don't know. Like, let's test out this theory and see if it works. So when you're throwing the ball away with the hopes that you're going to collect it in a more advantageous geographical position on the pitch, nah. Distance to the goal doesn't help you. Having possession and having the space around, being able to outnumber players and that sort of thing, that's the way to go. Why am I talking coaching? Because I coached last night. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Niels isn't allowed to enter the contest, just so you know. Scott, that's interesting, Luke. Did I miss something? Yes. Okay, Luke. Sometimes you try to take a center pass quickly after they score, as when the whistle goes, I can get good territory, but sometimes you feel a 5-meter infringement stops your advantage. So, Luke, are you starting your center pass before the whistle has gone? Because that is one of those times that absolutely an umpire has to blow their whistle to restart play. So yeah, there's nothing stopping you from taking it as soon as the whistle goes, but you know, whatever. But I wouldn't blow the whistle to start a center pass until I'm happy with where all the players are. The players are on side, that they're 5 meters away, opposition is 5 meters away. I just wouldn't. It's just like a penalty corner. I'm not going to blow the penalty corner in until I get everybody in the right spots. I'm not going to start a penalty stroke until the two players are in their right spots. I'm not going to start a center pass until the teams are in the right spots. And if somebody's being a jerk face, then I'm going to deal with that as a time-wasting, whatever type of misconduct. Okay, so I'm not sure what procedures are happening in your area that are allowing you to take advantage this way. Please expand. Scott, that's interesting. A question for everybody. Do you always wait for every player to return their half after a goal's been scored? Yeah, I do. And by wait, I mean they better be making their way there, or I'm going to stop time if I need to. It's just like players who are not getting on with a free hit and they're pausing and things like that. You don't let the players consume a whole bunch of time with a celebration in a way that might be advantageous, to that team. So intervene, get in there, set your standards, and the best way to stop a team from wasting time is to stop the time. Okay? Let's see. What other comments do we have? Deep thoughts. Deep moment. No, Niels, you can't do that. Sorry. Because then you are actually permitting them to be on the wrong side of the field. And then, like, you're setting it up that they're offending. That's very much gotcha umpiring. And we don't like gotcha umpiring. If they're taking too long, one of these. and one of these on your sticky note app on your watch. Luke, you wait for the whistle, but sometimes the umpire blows when the team aren't set. Yeah. I'm not a fan. Sell this to me. Sell this to me. I wanna understand. Okay, what are the pros to this approach? I've told you what the cons are. Tell me what the pros are. Because you're starting the game when there are opposition players who are in amongst the team that should have possession of the ball. And for that brief moment in time, those players have what should be a set amount of time and space to deal with the ball. And then suddenly the ball gets passed back to them and there is somebody on them who shouldn't be there. Spaces are cut back, all that kind of thing. If they go forward, great. Maybe. But you're putting yourself in a situation where you're giving yourself more things to deal with. And it's not as crucial as it is on a penalty corner, but I talk about when I do my sessions on bossing the penalty corner, I want everything to go easily. I don't want to have to make any tough decisions. And I certainly don't want any players to be in danger, which is a potential on the penalty corner. So I make sure that the ball is in the right place. I make sure the injector's foot is behind the line. I make sure I'm happy with where the defender's feet are. I make sure that I'm happy where the attacker's feet and their sticks are. I warn them about breaking early. So I set all this up so I prevent me from having to make a decision later. I want the players just to I want them to make the decisions, not me. I want them to score the goals, make the saves, do the fun stuff, and I just get to watch and applaud. Rachel, it's easier when you have to stop time for a goal restart. Absolutely. So that's one of the reasons that rule is in place now, why that regulation is in place in televised FIH matches, because now we've just removed that ambiguity. After every goal, time is stopped for 40 seconds, which is the same amount of time that is stopped for a penalty corner. And that gives, first of all, the broadcasters a nice set chunk of time to prepare their replay and to show that, and for the commentators to do their commentating. And then, the players can have a celebration or a huddle to commiserate and to fix the problem that led to the goal. And then everything starts. So it's nice and clean. There's no ambiguity there. A faster game. Yeah, I don't think it's worth the problems because you're giving players something that they can argue about with you. The game is restarting after a goal's been scored, so everybody should be fully reset. Thanks, Scott. I like that you like what I said. Mo, we were in a similar scenario after conceding a goal, one down with 90 seconds to play in Q4. The opposition deliberately wasted time. Approximately 20 seconds elapsed and the umpire blew the whistle for us to start. Okay, so this is exactly a great situation. Again, really good umpires are aware of how much time's on the clock. They're aware of the potential tactics that could be used. You've greased the wheels in your mind, you've prepped the neurons, and you're like, well, there's only 30 seconds left, and a team has scored the go-ahead goal, but there's still time, so I'm going to be very sensitive about whether this amount of time for a celebration and to reassemble in the correct half is consistent and reasonable with the way the rest of the game's gone. They don't have to be faster. They just can't be any slower. And you are ready. You are ready to stop time at the hint that that is going to take too long. And then you might have a word. You might give a card if you need to at a certain level of competition, if it's a repeated offense, that sort of thing. But then you get everybody assembled, everybody's cool, And then you blow your whistle to restart and to get that center pass going and restart your clock, and you've probably put time back on the clock. Time that normally would have been taken away. You would do that on penalty corners. You would do that on free hits. Do that on any time that the attacking or the team who would like to waste time is in a position to slow down the game. I hope that makes sense. As a player, if they don't fully wait and blow the whistle, I'll try to use the advantage. Oh yeah, I mean, look, I super respect cheaters because I am one myself. I like to press the rules and give the umpires an opportunity to communicate their standards to me. That's the way that I like to say it. Not in any dangerous way anymore, as I've grown up. But yes, I respect that. Gideon, I think some mini umpires feel they shouldn't encourage dawdling back, so they blow before hashtag cheater pants teams are set, thinking that provides an advantage for the team with the pushback. Yeah, I understand. But when you think about what you gain, Mo, chime in on this if you're with me, but it's not like the attackers are ahead of where the ball is. So what are you going to be able to do with that? Like, what is truly advantageous about getting that going? Because unless you progress forward on the center pass and there's a big hole in front of you and you are super, super fast, you still have a whole bunch of opposition. That's why most center passes go backwards, because you want to get your numbers around the ball. Otherwise, it's one ball carrier against 10, if they're properly assembled, field players. 9, 8, 7, those are still really bad odds, even if you've got 3 or 4 players who are trapped in the wrong end and dawdling back. So is that really an advantage? Mo, you tell me. Scott, when you started umpiring, you used to stop time after a goal and start it again. You decided that because players couldn't be playing again until you started it. Yeah, not technically in the rules, but still, you do have the discretion to stop time whenever you feel like it. That's one of your superpowers as an umpire, so I don't hate that. Your coach stopped you from doing it, but you like the principle behind it. I understand. So you're armed with that knowledge that discretion's with you, and you're going to use it when a team is trying to use that time wasting to a disadvantage. So I like that. And you feel that providing that advantage isn't getting this hashtag scales of justice. God, you guys really took Nick very seriously, and you're hashtagging the crap out of this convo. I love it. Okay. As a coach, you try to make use of legal time wasting tactics. Absolutely. Absolutely. I used to, when that was, when we had timeouts in indoor, I would call a timeout with a minute 30 left in a game that we were winning. A minute 15 or something like that. I would call a timeout, and because in my league at home, we had set blocks of time, we always started late, and so you couldn't actually stop the clock because the match had to end on the hour for the next match to begin. So I'd burn the rest of the game with a timeout. And then I went to the league as the director of umpiring and said, we have to stop this egregious behavior. Keely Dunn of Phoenix Club keeps coaching her teams to kill games. God, I'm so honest. I felt bad. So in my league now, you can, and now when we still had timeouts, you couldn't call a timeout within the last 2 minutes of a game. That was the rule. There you go. So thank you very much, Michael Bissett, for that. I am going to clip that, and I will make sure to tag you in a Twitter post in case you're not here. But if you're not here, why are you not here, Michael? Come on, man. Mo, ordinarily you'd say no. We restart against 7 players to push the envelope. Was it the correct call? Nope. The umpire should have taken time and given a card. Yeah. I just from a strategic point of view, Mo, I'm not sure if, like, would you say, yeah, that's going to be a great opportunity for us to score? Because we're going against 7 players, but 3 of them are in the midst of our backfield. There you go. I know, right? Hashtag Keely timeout roll. There you go. Okay. Topic. Oh. Hi guys, welcome to the league meeting. I'm Keely Dunn. Have you heard of Keely Dunn? She's coaching her players to burn matches. Yep. That was me. I didn't quite say it like that, but it was kind of funny. Sometimes you do things like that and it does actually earn a lot of respect with your compatriots. So I'm glad I did it. Okay. Topic number 2. Topic number 2. Mo, it's you. I mean, I had to clip something visual. So for the second Australia goal in Q1, this was the first of the 2 Australia versus New Zealand Pro League matches that concluded the Pro League, even though they had declared a winner a few weeks to a month prior. The second shot that, in his description, flies past the New Zealand defender would, pardon me, New Zealand have had a case for danger. So let's have a look at this play. And what I want to do is I want you to watch it and I want you to work through in your mind what you're looking for, okay? Not just yes or no, but what are the factors that you're breaking down? So let's be very principled about the approach so that we can all learn about how we would apply the danger rule to this situation. Yeah, okay, it's the wrong video. Just give me a hot minute.
Play from Renee Taylor.
Here it is.
Quickly moved in by Wilson into the D. Malone again. On it goes, the opportunity. It flashes and it's in again. On the right-hand side, I think it's Chalker underneath the melee. It is Emily Chalker.
Okay. So
again, such an aggressive press here, and
you can see the replay coming back
really
now.
Smart play from the attacking, like the 2 forwards there.
So
Not trying to take.
I think this was an attempted goal that just sort of edged off the side of her stick.
And then, yeah.
And fortuitously, or maybe she was attempting to pass it actually. Now that you look at her body shape and that sort of thing, maybe she was trying. So let me just mute this and we'll keep watching. So I'm interested in your thoughts. And again, point to what you're looking for on this play. Man, look at that striation in the clip. That's really bad. Everything that comes from Australia is at 25 frames per second instead of 30 frames per second because regionality differences. And that's really not working with my eCam. It's no good. Okay. Maybe if we look at this particularly as well here. Okay, so that gives you one angle here. Oof, I hope you can see this better than I can. She says, putting on her glasses. Okay, AJ, you're disqualified. If that's your factor, I'm just kidding. I understand what you're saying. There you go. Yeah. Okay, Thomas. I am looking forward to this. The New Zealand defender runs across the ball's direction of travel, add in slow motion movement. Add in slow movement and playing attempt, no danger, perfect back post. Okay. So I assume when you say slow movement, Thomas, you're talking about the pace of the ball there. Okay. So you're looking at the ball and the ball appears to be, you know, in real time. Let's go back to real time here. I mean, you certainly wouldn't describe this as being hit with venom. It's a relatively low ball. We don't have a side angle, so we can't see how far away the ball actually is from the New Zealand player's body. Let's see. The professor, 1. I don't think New Zealand is taking any legitimate evasive action. She's trying to play the ball, question mark, shrug. 2, she's running towards the ball trajectory. Had she stood still, it wasn't going close. Okay. And I think, I'm glad you guys are mentioning what the defender's motion is, because we do want to look at that every time. I think in this case, though, what you have, let's see where she's going. Yeah, for me, because she's not really marking a player. So watch her movement. If she had been more marking a player and that ball had gone into a group of 2, I think we would have a little bit of a different view of it, but she's sort of just running back towards the goal. Not really doing much else. So I don't think it's not the weightiest factor in the world, but I can see that, because at the same time, you're looking at what is attempted to be a shot at goal, but is clearly going wide. So we would have a different view about danger of that. If that had been on target or close to being on target, fitting within the definition of a shot at goal, we would apply a bit of a different, criterion. We would be more prone to allow something that could be dangerous to go, because we're looking at a defender who's protecting the goal. Now, the defender isn't really protecting the goal here. She does on the second, on the deflection attempt, but not really anything else. AJ, for you, it's not going fast enough or near enough to be dangerous. Absolutely. So you're looking at the pace of the ball and how close it is to the defender. Thank you very much. Niels, me too for everything. Kat, your first impression is no danger. She moved just ahead of it. Don't think the Australian meant to pass it like that, but as it is at this level, no danger. Okay, thanks, Kat. And the umpire had a very good view of it. Let's see where Kelly was there. Yep, she was actually dead side on to that. Not my favorite spot. I would have liked to see her maybe work a little harder to get into the post instead of, because as she's coming in, like, let's just watch this from a positioning, movement, decision-making thing. So she works hard and then she starts slowing up as she reaches the edge of the circle. And then she's a good 6-7 meters away from the goalpost. I'm going off the 5 meter mark there. In making that signal. I think I would have liked to have seen her, get back towards the back line and past it, probably given where all the players were, and a little closer to the post. And that would have given her maybe even a better view. But side on isn't bad. But there you go. Gideon is correcting his typo. Not sure if that was necessary, but I appreciate your diligence. Rachel agrees, no evasive action of any kind. Okay, so that's a really good point to bring up. We're looking for how the player is reacting, and she reacts in a fashion that she's, she does kind of flail towards the ball, but I think you're reading it the same way that I am, and I'm interested in hearing Mo give me some feedback on this, since he's the one who brought the play to my attention as well, to our attention. It doesn't look like a, oh my God, it looks more like a, oh, here the ball's coming in an unexpected way, but maybe I can deflect it. Okay? And that's our hockey sense and our hockey experience coming out there. Scott, obviously we can't make decisions based on player reactions, but New Zealand don't seem to be bothered or surprised by the call at all. Very good point, Scott. And you're right. We don't want to necessarily, the players don't get to make the calls, and they can be wrong. They can be wrong. But usually there's a sincere moment right after it happens that and not like they all look at each other and go, hey, wait a minute, let's argue about danger. It's usually a very instinctive reaction, just like your instincts as an umpire helping you make that correct decision in that moment. Their instincts are kicking in with how they're going to react, especially with a danger situation. Lou, defender has already passed the ball and it comes back to it. Okay, yep. Thanks, Lou. That's good. I see she slowed down. I didn't actually look at her. Okay, we're talking about Kelly with the positioning. Had she continued to speed up and get closer to the post, she probably would have seen a better angle. Okay, good. Yep, absolutely. On the defender's first action, what if she hadn't played the ball and let the ball hit her body? That's interesting. All right, friends. I'll be your Huckleberry. Let's go back and look at this. Okay. I actually want this to continue playing. Here. Sound effects. All right. What do y'all think? This is a good question from Stain. I like it. What if the player had allowed it to hit her body? There was a clip that I pulled from Australia versus GB Pro League at Lee Valley. And it was Emily Chalker right there, the captain. And she was running onto the left post and the ball came up off the GB player. It wasn't particularly fast, but instead of trying to play it down, she just let the ball hit her body. And I believe the play went to a video review. Oh man, if I can find this, okay. Okay. Never before attempted. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Here's a topic, dogs, daughters, and coffee. Talk. And if you're under 40 years old, you have no idea what I'm talking about right now. If I can find this, this will be really dope. Australia versus GB. VR. Let's try that. Okay, that didn't work. Mishandled play on. I like this music. I like having the music in the background. I know some people don't, but... See? And when I'm looking for something, it doesn't feel quite as bad, does it? Okay, let's try it the other way around. GBR versus Australia. Oh, I found it! Get out of town! Our danger. Oh, you guys. This makes up for everything I did at the beginning. Doesn't it? Okay. I just need to sink it down. Best day ever. Okay, that's ready. That's ready. Wait for it. Here it comes. Okay, now I have to mute the sound effects, and I need to bring this up.
Wants the referral straight away. She wasn't even interested on the...
Okay, so...
Hockey Roo's ball on the 23. Into the circle it goes. The chance here. Chalker wants the referral straight away. She wasn't even interested in playing the ball.
How do I remember plays like this?
Fallen kindly for her.
I've only got like about 1,000 clips.
So they're asking for danger off the stick here.
I remember where I can see them in my mind.
It's interesting
Very
that
visual
Chalker
person, I
didn't
guess.
at least kind of go for the...
Okay, so watch this on replay. So the
goal
ball
from
comes
there.
up off the GB player.
Up off Ansley.
And
onto her arm. I think
she really
realised
didn't make an
hit her
attempt.
arm.
It wasn't coming out of very hard.
I suppose on the baseline,
And she actually
ball's
makes
not
almost
gonna
an
take a bit of time
attempt to
to get
receive
under
it.
control. She thought just go for the corner.
But then immediately, and
Hockey
she
Roo's
didn't
ball
want
on the
advantage.
23. Into the circle
She
it
didn't
goes. The
continue to
chance
play.
here. Chalker
And she can't have advantage because the ball
wants
has
the
hit her.
referral straight away.
So
She
that
wasn't
is
even
the
interested in
appropriate
playing the
reaction to
ball,
give.
which seemed to have fallen kindly for her.
So I think,
So
Stain,
they're asking for danger off the stick here.
my instinct would be
It's interesting that Chalker...
a smart player would let that hit their body. and get the call. What do you guys think? Just go back to the first clip. Because Mo has some input. For you, you were looking if there was a legitimate evasive action. Perfect. Touche at Scott. It would have been interesting if New Zealand had asked the question. Yep. And for Stain, he would see a free hit for the defense. Expand, please, sir. I'm confused. Rachel, I don't think it would have hit her. By the time she played it, she was behind it. There you go. Yeah, you figured that out one. Yeah. There you go. Free hit defense if it played. Okay. But, oh yes. Okay, so you guys are talking about that it's a free hit defense in this scenario. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, brain. Good work. Good brain. That you would have awarded free hit defense. Yeah. Absolutely. I have a physical memory of doing this as a player, going, no, I'm not even going to try to play that ball. I'm just going to let it hit me, and then I'm going to get the call. I don't know. Remember, that would have been categorized as a hit. Okay. It's not on target. It's not even, it could not be categorized as a shot at goal. So no, I don't think so. For Chris, yeah, there's no time for a legitimate evasive action, which is over-engineering the issue. Sometimes there's no time to move. That's true. That's true. But I don't think that that's the case here. The ball isn't going that fast. It's just that it because it edges off, it goes into an unexpected direction, but I don't know. It's not like when somebody doesn't even see the danger coming and they get smacked with the ball. Same reasoning as the PC in the clip. Yep. Thank you, Stain. It was really impressive, wasn't it? I'm so proud of myself. In the second clip, yeah, a PC, right? Yep. Okay. So those are really good, really good points. You know, I might have done something really good here, but I think you guys really did a good job on this clip. So thank you very much for your contributions. Hashtag good clip. Yeah, but no, sorry, Chris. If you're talking about this one, it's still enough. If it was so blatant that she could have picked it out of the air and it's like a foot, you can say you weren't actually disadvantaged by that. Maybe, but at this point, I think, even though it doesn't necessarily accord with all of that principles, that's too far slanted to the side of making it hard on the attackers in this one. Okay, because it wasn't as if in here the chalker just like dropped her stick and went, yep, like put herself in it. She didn't put herself in the pathway of the ball. She had her stick there and she was disadvantaged by the manner in which the ball was played at her dangerously. Because again, danger isn't just like danger, it's that you can't play the ball effectively because it's being played at you in a way that is physically unsafe. Because you're too busy, you know, like, oh, I can't get to this. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're overthinking that one, Chris. The body situation always needs a call. Yes, of course. It's either danger or it's a free hit. And in there, would you be able to sell a free hit against the attack there because they failed to receive that ball? Not in a million years. Not in a million years. Not even at that level. Oh yeah, Stain's got this. You can't play the ball with your body. Not a rule, but a regulation. No, it's a rule. The pass was played onto the defender's body by the attacker. Yeah, but in a way that she couldn't, she shouldn't be expected to be able to play it safely. I hope that makes sense. Okay? Yeah. Good brains out there. Could you have the sound for the second clip? When did the whistle go? Sure. I'll give you the... I'll be your Huckleberry.
Fallen kindly for her.
Okay.
So that into the
Starting at
circle it goes.
oops. Starting it right at the front.
Ball on the 23. Into the circle it goes. The chance here. Chalker wants the referral.
So the whistle
straight away.
didn't go
She wasn't even interested in playing the
until
ball.
Chalker came running
Seemed to have
over
fallen kindly for her.
and requested the referral
So they're asking for
from
danger
Michelle.
off
Now,
the stick
totally
here.
fair. If you look at where this happened and where Michelle would have
Interesting
been,
that
this
Chalker
is the
didn't at
danger
least
point of the circle,
kind of
right?
Go for the
Go
for goal from there.
Up off Ansley.
that
Yeah,
from
so,
that
I think
angle,
she
Michelle
realised
could have very
yeah,
easily been
right.
unsighted.
I suppose on the baseline.
Especially because she's quite deep.
Ball's not going to.
So that's the dangerous part about staying deep when the ball is moving into that area of your circle.
Into the circle it goes. The chance here,
Flashing so
Chalker
that you can see around it
wants the
is better, and
referral
she
straight away.
maybe
She
just
wasn't
hadn't
even
seen it.
interested in playing the ball, which seemed to have fallen kindly
Okay,
for her.
wait by the defender. I don't know which question you're...
So they're asking for danger off
I don't
the
know which
stick
question
here.
you're questioning. Which question are you questioning?
It's interesting that Chalker didn't at least kind of go for the.
DM me, Chris, if you can figure out where that sort of came from. Okay. Everybody ready for number 3? This is the reason why Chris is here, actually. He's here to listen to what I have to say about topic number 3, which is when a goalkeeper drops their stick in a shootout and keeps playing. And actually, this was, my attention was drawn to it by Monsieur Ridgebert, US FIH umpire. And then Chris was so kind as to send... Yeah, okay, Chris. I think they just got... Sorry.
Squirrel.
That's me jumping around. I think Stain may have just switched his things. And it is a rule. It's not just a regulation. Just so you know. I know, Niels. It's just going to be one topic. Let's face it. Probably. Or actually, we can probably get to the 4th one, because it's pretty quick. So, we are talking about goalkeeper who drops their stick in a shootout. So, let's go to the tape. There's no sound. Just so you know. Okay? Any questions as to what happens? The goalkeeper drops her stick very early and continues to play. All right. I am looking for your thoughts on this while I clip a couple of rulesy rules. Scott, you know what? Scott, you are not the worst. You are not the worst. So, AJ, right, thank you. I'll fill in some of the context as best I know it, and if I get anything wrong, Chris, please jump in and let me know. What happened here was that the shootout was deemed over. You can see the umpire doing this. At some point, okay, no sound, but time expired. So the shootout was over because the goalkeeper was able to, yes, continue to block the goal for all that time. And they went back after the fact. And we're gonna address this as a totally separate issue. But after this initial decision was made, the umpires, as I understand it, changed their mind, called a penalty stroke. The penalty stroke was taken, and that score meant that the shootout continued into a sudden death round, as far as I know. Okay. stroke. Yellow because that's very deliberate, says Thomas. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, sorry, Kat, it wasn't a goal because time had expired. So, Chris, thank you very much for pointing that out. And good luck to the outfield player who has to defend the net. Because that was the last, that was game over. Had that result of the non-goal stood, that would have been game over. And for you, Kat, a retake. Okay. Scott, you agree with a penalty stroke, but should there have been a yellow card? Should be a stroke plus a yellow because it's deliberate. Okay, Chris is going to straighten me out here. They came back and a penalty stroke was awarded and the gray team scored on the penalty stroke and won the game. Okay, sorry. So it would have continued and then the stroke was the winning play. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. But we're going to address that separately if we have time. Okay, so the question that has been posed out there in the internet lands, and this was something that the discussion revolved around in the Field Hockey Forum, was this. So I'm just gonna clip stuff on the fly because why not? Why not? Okay. Do this. I'm going to take this away. And I'm going to put up this rule. There we go. Okay. So one of the rules that people go to first is 10.2. When the ball is inside their circle and they're defending and when they have their stick in their hand, goalkeepers are permitted to use their stick, feet, liquor. Hashtag good call. Goalkeepers are permitted to use their stick, feet, kickers, legs, or leg guards, or any part of their body to deflect the ball, play the ball, over the back line, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so people fasten on that. And one of the arguments that I heard posited is, well, the goalkeeper doesn't play the ball, so it's okay. The logic being is that the stick in the hand requirement for the goalkeeper enables them to play the ball. But if they're not playing the ball, it doesn't matter. Okay, that's the argument. Unfortunately, I think that is a fallacious argument. And Scott very appropriately pointed it out. And on the fly. Sorry, it doesn't look pretty, but it's going to work. There is 9-2. Players on the field must hold their stick and must not use it in a dangerous way. But players on the field must hold their stick. End of story. So when you go back to Rule 10.2, this is one of those A plus B equals C, but C minus B doesn't necessarily equal A kind of logical fallacy things. It's actually a bit of a red herring, except for the fact that it's reaffirming that a goalkeeper is a player who has to hold their stick, even if they're not playing the ball with their stick. That's what 10.2 is really trying to get at. So even though they're not using their stick, and they're playing the ball with their butt, their head, whatever the case might be, they still have to have it. But 9.2, as Scott pointed out, rightly, prevails over everything. That they have to be holding their stick and they cannot participate in the play. Now, we've all been in situations, I think, where we have seen players drop their stick and it's slippery. Maybe they just took a hit and their stick kind of went flying or whatever the case might be. We don't immediately call a foul because 12.1. We're looking for some form of disadvantage. And so long as the player goes and gets their stick and does not continue to play and influence the play, then we're not going to make a call because it doesn't matter. Unless the ball hits their stick as it's on the ground. But even then, play just continues because it's an object on the ground. That happened in Euros. Sean Edwards. We'll talk about it someday. Okay. So I'm going to look at your comments first and see what I can talk to. Okay, Kat, it doesn't look deliberate to you, but your first instinct is retake. Okay. So even though she didn't intend to drop her stick, she knew she didn't have her stick in her hand and she continued to play. That is all the intentionality that you need for the purpose of the rule. Okay? She doesn't have to like throw her stick to the side and then go running after the ball. It's the continuation of play and influencing play and disadvantaging the opposition because they cannot continue unless they have a stick in their hand. That's a stroke. Kyle would also give a retake of the play. I think I talked you out of it, right? Okay. David Bird. Hi, friend. Welcome to what I think might be your first escapade here on What Up Wednesday. It's good to see you. Intentional drop of the stick, which will obstruct the attacker from getting a clear shot at goal, is a yellow. That's different. That is a throwing of the stick. You're absolutely right, David. Okay, throwing an object on the pitch is different from dropping an object on the pitch. Or discarding your penalty corner protective equipment on the pitch, which has very specific prescribed penalties under the rules, and we've discussed that in the past. I'll wait. Lou, 10.2 is a permission, not a requirement. Yes. 9.2 defines equipment required to participate in the play. Excellent point, Lou. You're with the retake because it wasn't dropped intentionally. But the goalkeeper is disadvantaging herself because she has less to stop a shot at. No. Sorry. No. For the reasons I listed. Plus, what you do is you give the goalkeeper an opportunity to retrieve her stick. So you don't call it instantly. But if she drops her stick and then she goes and gets it and she runs back and then she makes a great save, play continues. That's totally fine. But when the goalkeeper clearly showed that she was not going back to retrieve her stick, stroke. The keeper must have known that she dropped her stick, but you can empathize. Yes. I mean, look, if I were that goalkeeper right there, I absolutely would have continued to play because I'd much rather give up a stroke than give up an empty goal. An empty net goal. Right? So this isn't like she's not being evil, but she's doing what she has to do in order to make the attacker take one more shot. And that shot is the penalty stroke. Not a retake. Not a retake. Okay? Okay, let's see. David might have caught this. And as intentional, they have predetermined to drop their stick. No. Yeah, no, it's not that she intended to drop her stick. She accidentally dropped her stick, but the intentionality is what decision she made after that. It's just like, so we talk about this with breakdown play. A player who's coming in behind and chasing down an attacker who's carrying the ball and streaking towards the circle, they're not trying to hit the player, the ball carrier, halfway up their stick. They're not trying to do that. That is not their intent. But they have a low probability of success. And if they miss that tackle, lunging in from behind, it's the recklessness as to the outcome of their action. Okay, so we're not looking for her to intend to foul. She didn't intend to drop her stick, but she sure as heck intended to continue playing without her stick against 9.2. And the advantage gained, Alan very properly pointed out, well, what she did was she stopped the attacker from shooting. because she's in front and she's in good position. So the attacker's like, I'm trying to go around. Can't. And then delayed long enough. So once the ball goes in the net, the 8 seconds was already up. But the deliberateness makes it a cardable upgrade of the situation. So surely a retake makes some more sense. No, a retake makes less sense because that is literally an accidental foul by the goalkeeper. And I think we've talked in the past about how it really needs to be, like, it's very rare that you're going to award a retake in a shootout situation because the goalkeeper is afforded a lot of responsibility for what happens. And it would, honestly, it would have to be, I'm trying to think of examples where it's been happening recently. Like if the goalkeeper stumbles and falls and you know, in that action as they're falling, they, you know, see, I don't even like it when I'm saying it out loud. Yeah, it would have to be something where they are completely out of control through no fault of their own. Not recklessness as to the outcome of the action, but something that accidental. Does that make sense? Because think about it from an attacking point of view, a retake is just like the same thing again. They've committed a foul and they just get to do it again. That's not enough. That's not an advantage. So if a goalkeeper keeps getting away with this kind of unintentional foul, they just keep wearing down that attacker. Nope, you get to go again, get to go again, get to go again. Nope, don't like it. Yes. Okay, so that was the key there, Kat. Continuing the play and not retrieving the stick. That makes it click more. Excellent. Yeah, and this was the thing. There's a lot of people conversing about the situation because they haven't seen a goalkeeper drop a stick before. I have, and I'm going to link it for the replay crowd. It's probably going to turn up to be a card. It's going to be one of those blinky things that shows up at the top here, and it's going to be boop, and it's going to be, look at this Ask FHU video. And I filmed this years ago, so it's, my sound in my video is terrible. And I'm looking off to the side because I'm looking at my script. But it was, I think it was Kampong and somebody. It was Dutch Hoof class. And the goalkeeper, the same way, dropped his stick as a player was coming in on a partial break, not a full breakaway. And as the player kind of loses control of the ball outside the circle, the goalkeeper has dropped their stick. They move into the way of the ball, stop it with their kickers, and the umpire awarded a penalty corner and a yellow card. Tricky, right? But in that situation, the umpire had deemed that the attacker was not in possession of the ball, or likely possession of the ball. But the goalkeeper had committed a deliberate offense. So the correct team penalty award is the fourth criterion of why we award penalty corners, which is an intentional offense against a player who does not have possession of the ball, or likely to have possession of the ball. But it was so egregiously intentional that a yellow card was also awarded. To the absolute shock of his teammates. They were... Anyway, so I'll link to that so you can go watch that. And I focused on 10.2 because the goalkeeper definitely played the ball. Had the goalkeeper not played the ball, but continued to block the space, 9.2 would have been invoked, just like it was in this shootout situation. Make sense? Okay, but I wouldn't wait until the attacker didn't score and go back and give a penalty stroke. But there was an advantage. Right? If the goalkeeper had stayed in the play a little bit and then thought, oh shoot, I gotta go get my stick, and then moved away, and the goal was open, and you've got enough time on your 8 seconds, maybe. Maybe. But probably not. I think I've told the story about how I had the honor of umpiring the very first shootout competition in an FIH competition, 2011 Champions Challenge 2 in Vienna, Austria. And it was for the bronze medal. Chile was playing somebody, and for the life of me, I can't remember who their opposition was. And I was the controlling umpire for the shootout, and I played advantage on an intentional foul by a goalkeeper, and the ball slipped over the line just before the horn went. And I am triumphantly calling the goal until I realize, holy crap. I should have just called the stroke. One of the reasons for that, Chris, is that the whole rule about how an umpire can go back and make a decision after time has expired, we don't know. It's not clear whether that applies for shootouts because the shootout is a regulation. You can argue it potentially, but man, I would not want to do that. No, just call the stroke. Yeah, right? After 45 years of umpiring? Yeah, it is very, very rare. And that's one of the reasons why the continuation of play is like you don't have a stick. It's like, ask a goalkeeper. Are there any goalkeepers on this right now? Tell me, would there ever be a chance where you would be playing and you'd be like, oh, I didn't have my stick? You know it's not there. Yes. See, Kat? Kat, you tell me, would you ever be playing without your stick and go, oh shoot, I didn't know that was happening? Because Niels, historically, they've done a great job in actually producing matches. To try to get top level, like English Premier National League stuff, I can get some stuff from Australia now, but that's only just recently that they've started putting it on the YouTubes. But they've been broadcasting Hoofdklasse for ages. And so I have some footage, and I've been able to access footage from years back, which is rare. The times they were changing, Niels, you think that everybody's been putting hockey on the internets for all your life? They have been, but your life has only been like this small. When I umpired, none of my matches were on the internet. None of them, except very late in my career. And some very, very obnoxious human being decided to put up clips of me and saying how terrible I was, which was very rude of him. You'll never see him on this YouTube channel, don't worry. He's been blocked. You need to see these clips. The way the stick fell looked less likely as accidental. Yeah, it was an accident that she dropped her stick. That's not the point. It's everything that happened after. What if they drop another piece of kit? Am I going to do this again? New Zealand versus Argentina. Of course I am. Oops. But I shouldn't say ag. Holland Mickelson. Okay, it's the other way around. It's Argentina versus New Zealand. I found it. Which version do I want? Compressed videos. Yeah, let's do this one. I like this. I like being able to do things on the fly properly. Let's see. Okay. Hang on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. And remember that time at band camp when? Oh, is this muted? Is the movie muted? There's no sound in this. Okay, there's no sound. Let's see if this one works better. Nope, no sound on that one either. Let me just see if I can find one with the sound. Everybody's watching. Everybody's watching. Do 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 do. Dead air silence. Yes, I found the right one. Okay, here we go.
Shift.
Let's watch this one.
To the right. Donati slaps it. Good save, O'Hanlon. It's saved on the line again by New Zealand. Well, I think Argentina are feeling that maybe that went in the goal and came back out.
Poor Annalise here is just... Oh my God.
The goalkeeper's glove has come
Argentina
off.
looking for a stroke.
I can't remember who it was. The injector was going to put the ball into the goal.
Okay, so as we watch the replay, let me be very clear what happens here. We have covered this on a very distant What Up Wednesday. The shot comes in, and in the course of the save, the blocker comes off accidentally.
Well,
that blocker is on the ground
the mitt comes off.
And gets in the way
of... It's probably a fair call that it certainly did put off Habib, who's having the attempt of a rebound shot.
Yeah, the gloves landed on top of the ball and Habib has hit the glove instead of the ball.
Yeah, gets in the way.
I don't think I've ever seen a player hit the goalkeeper's equipment rather than the ball. Great save from Grace O'Hanlon.
Yeah, really good strike at the top of the circle. Great save. And good trap from Habib. And then you just see here
and
the
then she throws her stick
before.
And her blocker.
Annalise, I have a decision for you. The glove of the goalkeeper make that the attacker cannot score, so you can award a penalty stroke and they keep their throw.
Okay, so the stroke is given.
Penalty strike.
Okay. Okay, Gideon, what must they wear? I am going to the tape. I'm going to the rules. What must they wear? Do. I'm just all over this. Okay. They must wear protective equipment comprising of at least headgear, leg guards, and kickers. Except the headgear and any hand protectors, which isn't part of their required equipment. They do not have to wear hand protectors. They can continue to play. As I have over here. I know, right? That rule is written really poorly. Goalkeepers need their kickers to be classed as a goalkeeper, and they also need a different colored shirt. Did I miss something? Right, so 4.3, they have to wear a different colored shirt as well. But they don't need to be wearing hand protectors in order to be classified as a goalkeeper. No, that's fine. Goalkeeper can use any part of their body to defend, and they can play as long as they have a stick in their hand. Absolutely. Good job, you guys. What was interesting about that play that I showed you is that after the goalkeeper dropped her blocker, as protective equipment, she then threw her stick and her other blocker, but that didn't touch the ball. Absolutely, Mark. Good job. Goalkeepers must wear protective equipment. Yep. Oh, God, you guys are... You're faster than me. I should just let you guys do my screenshots. If their helmet comes off, no, they can't play. If their helmet comes off, they cannot play. You are going to call a penalty corner right away. Boom, they can't play. They're in danger. End of story. If somebody knocks their headgear off, then boom, you call a free hit for the defense. Because you're going to save their life. Nope. Good work, you guys. I know, right? David Burt. No, I always knew except once I did block and it came out of your grip, but it grabbed it straight away because you needed a stick. Okay, good. Thank you, David, for that input back on the question of whether goalkeepers know that they don't have their stick. Yes. Yes. Yeah, they can't play the ball, and for safety's sake, if they're anywhere near it, you're going to call it down. Yes, it was from a What Up Wednesday. Hey, South Africa. Okay. Yes, and the big argument was whether it should have been a stroke and a yellow. Now I'm going to look at something. And I have to look at 3 different rules. Because we had a conversation about when the ball strikes an object. Okay, so we know that players cannot Players must not throw any object or piece of equipment onto the field at the ball or at another player. This is 9.16 that I'm reading. I could share this, but I'm only winging it so much. Following a penalty corner, if the ball hits any discarded equipment, such as a hand protector, knee pads, a free hit should be awarded if it happens outside the circle and a penalty corner if it's inside. Okay? Stick in their hand. Okay. I'm looking in the penalty corner section at what happens, because there are penalties now prescribed when, because I'm starting to think that was the wrong call. Question everything, friends. Question everything. Okay. 13.6. Which rule is it that talks about when... Is it 13.6? Where is it when... what penalty you award if... This must be in 12. Sorry. Do you know what I'm thinking? Is everybody like in my brain right now? Because I clearly can't express it. Haha, 12.4. Thank you very much. Good job, guys. Penalty stroke awarded if the ball hits a piece of equipment lying in the circle and a probable goal is prevented, a penalty stroke may be awarded. It was the correct decision. Okay, good. Interesting. I have to go back to the discussion that we had during the Euros when in the Wales-Russia game, a player dropped his stick in the circle and the ball carrier literally dribbled at the stick and over the stick and a penalty corner was awarded. And the conversation was that was the incorrect decision. That actually was just play on. Okay, I'm going to have to do this as a What Up Wednesday follow-up. Play on for the first glove has accidentally fallen off. This was before the rule changed, but for yellow for the second glove, stick thrown. Under the current rule, stroke for the first glove. See, AJ, we went through this about whether it was yellow, but she threw her stick and glove, but it went past the ball and touched nothing. So do you have to give a yellow for that? Like, it didn't work. The damage had already been done by the blocker stopping the player under 12.4 from scoring a probable goal because the goal was wide open. And it was the equipment on the ground that stopped her. I wouldn't give a yellow card for that. I would not. Achille hours passed. Ooh. Yeah, what rule was this, AJ? Like, or sorry, what year did that come in? I'm trying to remember if it was 2019, wasn't it? Yeah, because it's got the marker. No, we went through this. Okay, so I'm gonna put the little card up here and I'm gonna get you to go back to the What Up Wednesday when we had all this argument. Now, Mark, I hear what you're saying about discarded equipment, and that discarded equipment rule is for other things, but the penalty stroke is awarded 12.4 as she screenshots it on the fly. Does not specify discarded protective equipment. It just says hits a piece of equipment. It's poorly worded. If the intention of the rule makers were to only prohibit or to deal with discarded protective equipment, then that's what they needed to say. And to keep that consistent with elsewhere in the rule book. This is legal interpretation principles, folks. When I took administrative law and legal drafting, always say it the same way every time, unless you mean something different. I can't remember what the principle is. Implied something. There's a rule about discarded equipment. Okay. 9.16. So that was the discarded equipment, right? Or cannot throw an object. Okay. Right. So that's what we covered. Good. 11.8. Ball strikes an umpire, unauthorized person, or a loose object on the field. Play continues, except as specified as Rule 9.16. Except also under 12.4. It's all over the place, you guys. It's all over the place. Thank you. I can't read things and then, look through the rules at the same time. If it hits a discarded face mask outside the D, it's a free hit. Yep, okay. Mark, thank you. If you have to wear a helmet and you give a PC if they keep playing, let's go back to the goalkeeper playing without her stick. No, but you don't. You don't let them keep playing at all. This is even different than a stick situation, Chris, because literally it's their life in your hands. So you don't let them keep playing. If they are anywhere near it, you just call the corner right away. I know that seems different, but the safety aspect overrules everything. Yep. 6 months after the World Cup. Yep, 2019. Yep. Didn't the ball hit the equipment though? Yes, it did. Well, enough. It hit the equipment enough. But what I'm saying, Gideon, is that it's just at that moment to give the yellow card and the stroke, and the yellow card for something after the stroke needed to occur, do you need to give that yellow card? And my argument was no. We're already well past Achille hour. I'm going to get in trouble. Yes. Except the wording isn't great. Thanks, Mark. For you, it was the clarity to hitting the discard equipment. Yeah, it's what it should be, but it's not worded properly. So that's where that came from. Oh, I hate hypotheticals. What if the equipment interfered with the attacker's strike, but never made contact with the ball? Then it is an object on the field and play just continues. I think. Tell me. You tell me. Scott, I trust you. Give me some guidance here. Chris, you're a rules nerd. You tell me. No, you're not being picky. You're being exploratory, and I appreciate that. Loose. Okay. 11.8. No, 11.8 is if the ball strikes an umpire, so it's still the ball. Still requires the ball. Okay. But Scott's point is what happened. The ball doesn't strike the equipment, and the attacker's stick did. So, yeah, I see what you're saying. And what we can do, Gideon, is get everybody to go back to that replay, and we can see all the arguing that we did. And I need to review it as well. And all that kind of thing. But let me go back to the clip for a second. Nope, not that one.
Shift to the right. Donati slaps it. Good save by Hanlon. It's saved on the line again by New Zealand. Well, I think... Well, there's the save.
I'm trying to see whether I can determine whether the... No, the blocker did touch the ball. That's what I'm seeing. But I'll go back and look at it again and look at my replay. Okay. Phew. My brain's tired. How do you guys feel? This was good. So what did we learn today? We learned that center pass offenses, meh. We learned that we're going to look for more danger than what we saw there when the ball's going that slowly. At that level of play, it's cool. And we look for a legitimate evasive action, for sure. When a goalkeeper drops their stick, they can't keep playing. They have to go back and get it. They can't keep playing. Otherwise, that's an intentional offense. And in a shootout, absolutely, penalty stroke. And... and then a big schmozzle of different equipment rules. And I think what we're learning here, and I just want you to sort of keep this in mind as a general theme as you go forward, is that It's important not to just read a rule in isolation. And I've been caught on this several times before where I've forgotten that there are other rules that need to be taken into the full context of a situation. And that when something is worded differently, that by interpretation principles means that it's a distinction as well. But we also take into account the whole spirit of the thing. It gets very confusing. But essentially what I'm saying in the lesson is read all the rules together and make sure you double check and keep looking at them. Okay. After party in the Discord, come on in, come talk to me. I'm going to be watching the video. I will put it in the description of the YouTubes, and then when YouTube is finished processing this whole long live stream, which could take several hours, I will add it as a card. And there you go. Great, Sash. Thanks, hun. Don't worry about the losses. Yep, see what happens next. Good, that's what you learned. Okay, yeah, absolutely. And again, you know, it's helpful for me to go through these discussions with you because we need to work through these scenarios in order to get to the best answer and the best result. Sometimes our knee-jerk reactions that we feel very strongly in our stomach, even me, are wrong. And it's when we puzzle through them together that we can get better. And the more we do these puzzlings now, we've got it depuzzled for when we get out onto the pitch. We want to be depuzzled. Hashtag good call. The other angle of the video is clear. Okay, hope that helped. Thank you all for joining in, gang. Yes, really good session. I almost kept it together after a disastrous start. Hopefully none of the live streamers saw it, but yes, great time was had by all. Come to the Discords, get your good call social media posts ready. Now you're not just confined to like what happens this month. If there was something in a What Up Wednesday you saw 6 months ago that you thought was super dope, go pull that out. YouTube has an ability to clip things now. So you go to whenever you saw something stupid that I said and make that a post. Totally fine. All of the What Up Wednesdays are publicly available on the YouTubes. Go have a look. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with. It's going to be very exciting. And I'm going to go work on merch as well as we're getting ready. Thanks very much for everything, all. I'm looking forward to next week already. And Olympics start in 8 days, 9 days, something like that. And it's going to be crazy. You have to be on the Discord for that because we're going to be doing lots of stuff for the Olympics. Okay? Thanks again. Happy Wednesday. Happy rest of your hockey week. And we'll see you next time. Bye.